Okay, welcome back to another episode of the Day After Podcast.
What's up, guys? I hope y'all had an awesome holiday season and you did something safe and fun on New Year's Eve slash New Year's Day when it's like in the AMs, you know?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. I sure didn't. I had no power, so I couldn't watch the New Year's events.
I'm so sorry.
It was it was terrible.
A roommate and we watched the Suicide Squad, but we timed it so that at midnight, Savant's head would explode. Rather, we try to record it, but like the thing that we're using to have like the second countdown and all that kind of like it changed the page right like 5 seconds before, so there was no way to like remedy it. But we had fun.
Nice. I watched so many movies in these 2 weeks because we didn't have power, but we do have a generator, so we're able to like power a TV and watch a movie. So I watched probably more movies in this last 2 weeks than I watched all of last year.
Nice.
Because like that there was nothing else to do. Just we went through our old DVD collection too, so there's just a lot of movies in
That's
there.
yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good bonding experience, and then also like nice time to like chill.
I know, right?
No
Yeah,
pun
but man, I'm so glad to be back here because that meant 2 weeks of not doing these Brantsteeles after just starting it. It was a very start-stop motion that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I even wore my Captain America shirt just because of how last one went.
Yeah,
Without giving any spoilers if you haven't seen it already, but let's just say
definitely
Captain
watching.
America, he definitely leaves a good impression.
Oh, he's coming back for All Stars. Like, if you don't pick him for All Stars, like, what are you doing?
Exactly. Well, you can't give too much away, but he's definitely all-star material.
Yeah, exactly.
But
But
so for
yeah, so real quick, I just want to say for at least this week, we are going to be giving you 3 episodes this week to counteract the 2 weeks that we missed. I'll give away at least what the first two are because we don't know what the third one is yet. But we got the history books episode, which is the one you are currently watching. And then we have an animation domination, which is the best animated characters that we think would be best for Survivor.
and it's and that one, well, and that one is heroes versus villains, but for me it just kind of happened accidentally where I chose my team and it was pretty much all heroes. There's like one person that was a villain at first, but like later down the line he becomes kind of like an anti-hero.
Yeah. I would say it was pretty much the same for me. I picked my first 3 or 4 people were all villains. And at that point, I could either, maybe have 1 or 2 heroes kind of be in there for some reason, or just go all in on the villains. Like, there's a lot of great villains in animation. And, I saw your list first, I believe, and there was a lot of heroes.
Yeah. Which I wasn't even thinking about it at the time. I was like, "Ooh, this person would be fun," because I had some people on my roster for quite some time. So yeah, and then like you said, we don't know what we're going to do for the third one, but we have a couple days to think about that.
Yeah. I have a few potential ideas, but things are up in the air.
Yeah. All right. So for this one, it's for a Survivor, one for the history books. And basically it's people who have made their mark in history. Now I will admit I didn't pay attention too much in history class. And it's something where this gave me an opportunity to look at some people from history and like learn a little bit more about them. And I didn't do like too heavy of stuff. So if there's stuff I missed out on their descriptions, feel free to add in the comments, or Joe, if you want to interject with any of them as well. It was a cool learning opportunity. And I think there's like one person in particular where I discovered, and I'm like, ooh, this woman is kind of like badass.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like, I actually really liked. I feel like there's so many great historical figures that would
Oh
be
yeah.
great to be brought into Survivor here. There's no joke. This was one of the ones where I had so many like potential alternates. In fact, I actually made a substitute change from our list to one of my
Ooh,
people. So
interesting.
you'll see that person when we get to my lists.
All
But
right.
yeah, there's a lot of great characters.
All right, let's start off with Alexander Hamilton. Um, you know, obviously, Lin-Manuel Miranda found it necessary to make one of the best musicals of all time based around this man.
Mm.
Uh, no matter, even if you think it's overrated and stuff, like I mean, like Lin-Manuel made like a masterpiece, and it's like very very well done. But like, so like most of my information is coming from that. But not only did he help, the U.S. financial situation back then and have it established, he also fought for so many different rights. He's a hard worker, went above and beyond in his, professional life. And yeah, he's someone where sometimes he gets too involved into his work and he neglects those around him, which is, I'd say it's a interesting like little fear of mine, but it's also like something that I feel kind of relates, because there is that thing of like being a great person on paper, and then like even when there is a scandal in there where he commits adultery, he's like, yeah, I did it, and he owns up to it, even if it protects him as a politician but not as a husband. Yeah.
Yeah, I had him on my list actually at first, and I literally said, "Hey Ryan, if you want Hamilton, you can have him. I have so many other alternates. Like I'm like
Yeah,
you can like I am not hurt if you want to take Hamilton from me because I know that you also like Hamilton. So
very much so.
it was definitely a thing where I mean I'm going to be rooting for him. Like just there's
Just because he's there.
yeah, exactly. Like, even though he's on your team, like I'm rooting for him as if he's on my team.
Yeah, we've been in that situation before.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Confucius, and this man is a Chinese philosopher. And you probably heard, oh, Confucius say this and that. One that I looked up in particular, there's actually a couple that I kind of like gloss over, but if I can get this notepad right. Um, One that I really enjoy is everything has beauty, but not everyone sees it. And it's something like he has like sayings like that. And there's another one of like, in a well-built society, only then poverty is a disgrace.
Only
Something on the lines
poverty is disgrace. Poverty
poverty,
shallow.
poverty shallow, only in a failed society. Or no, wait, only in a perfect society, poverty shallows is disgrace, but poverty.
Yeah.
Um, and I mean, like, I feel like someone that's like that whimsical would do pretty well on Survivor. Like, he's like, he's very wise, and I think he's going to be a interesting competitor.
Yeah, he's definitely going to be the sage of the tribe, kind of maybe that elder figure that can kind of be looked at as the almost a leader, I think. Like definitely he's got like everyone's going to be coming to him to see what's going on, I think. In
Yeah, I
terms
think
of yeah.
it's going to be interesting because we do have quite a few leaders on here, but that's
Mhm.
mostly because usually they're the ones that make history.
Exactly.
Their decisions and stuff.
Yep. It's either leaders or generals or something like someone that's
Activist,
got
yeah,
someone
I
who has
mean,
a in a power position.
exactly. Speaking of which, we have Geronimo. Now, you've probably heard this when people are jumping off of cliffs and
Yep.
stuff like this. Well, this man was a Native American Apache leader. He was also someone that did medicine and stuff back then. But I remember hearing the stories, and it's something that obviously his name being Geronimo made me remember. But like, one, he escaped people, his captors, by jumping off a cliff. Another thing he did was he starved himself in
Mm.
prison so he was skinny enough to slip through the bars. Like, this man is badass.
Oh my gosh.
So like those stories and stuff, this man is ambitious. He has what it takes. But
I'm calling it right now. He's the Nasir of the season.
I can see there's a lot of, I can see that. I can also see him just being maybe a little bit like Steve Rogers in a sense, because of some of his feats that he has accomplished.
Yeah, I can just see, I don't think the elements of Survivor are gonna really affect him at all. I think he's gonna be, just I see him as a bit of a provider for this tribe. I by what you've told me, like I feel like he's gonna do what it takes to survive, and he's gonna make sure his tribe's healthy for the challenges.
Yeah. And since back in the day, medicine and stuff was mostly, herbs and things like that, as far as I know, out in the elements, that's going to be very handy.
Exactly.
Next up, we have my dad. I mean, he's one marriage shy from this man's record, Henry VIII. Most famously known for being the King of England during Parliament, and also being married 6 times throughout his life. With a man that has that much commitment issues, or I wouldn't say commitments, he's good at making commitments, just not maintaining them.
Yep.
So I think someone like that, he's just a natural for Survivor. I think he was in consideration for Celebrity Survivor.
Yes, he was. I believe I booted him for Vlad the Impaler, who ended up winning.
Yeah. So he's finally here.
I'm so excited.
Yeah. He might have Cirie levels in our Brantsteele, who's known for making alliances and breaking them. Yeah. I feel like he is going to have that kind of playing style.
Yeah, exactly. Fun fact, I wrote a screenplay about Henry VIII. My only screenplay I've written so far that's a full feature-length screenplay is about Henry VIII. So
comedy, right?
Yeah, it's a comedy about, and like the whole point of it is that he got a prophecy about how he has to have a male-born child, and he keeps not being able to have one, and goes into just this like manic, just like, why isn't this happening?
Nice.
Yeah.
I remember even in The Simpsons, they did like when they did their like 3 historical things. That was another one where he's just like famous for.
Yeah, and I even played him in a play. I played Henry VIII in a play. Yeah.
So you probably understand the psychology of this man better than anyone.
Yeah, I'm in his head. Like, I am so excited that you brought Henry. In fact, he was almost going to be on my list, but I knew that you were also thinking about Henry for something, and I was like, ooh, I feel like you'll bring him for this one, so I'll wait and see what happens.
Very fair.
All
right, next up, we got Juan Ponce de Leon. Conquistador, Spaniard. He was the first, what was it? I have notes because this is how much I care. He the first person to govern Puerto Rico. He led people to the first European what was it? First European expedition to Florida. And there's also the whole myth between him and the Fountain of Youth. So
I remember learning about that.
Yeah. So it's something where I feel like he's a bit adventurous. He's definitely a leader, as well as someone that has like kind of like a mysterious side to him. Like, ooh, could Ponce de Leon be immortal in this game? Or like, could he be so
his
old?
Edge of extinction back in this game, and is Juan gonna come back?
Exactly. You just use the Fountain of Youth, or and then he's good.
Yep.
All right, next up, we have someone who is made history within our lifetime. Malala I'm sorry.
You stopped? Yeah, I started. I was like,
I'm so sorry for mispronouncing it.
We're
I
definitely
looked
just
it
gonna
up.
use Malala. Like,
Malala. Yes.
yeah.
This woman, famous for being a female activist in her home country and like being very, very outspoken, got shot for it and continued to do so once she recovered. And if that's not enough, she's also has the record for being the youngest person to have ever achieved a Nobel Peace Prize
Yeah.
or a Nobel Prize in general, which is like, if you like that alone is enough to like qualify anyone for history, let
Exactly.
alone for it being a peace one. And so she is a very powerful woman, a very strong woman.
Yeah.
And she was doing this stuff before she was even an adult.
Mhm.
Leader, trailblazer, and yeah, I mean, what more
Yeah.
can you say?
I know. I'm interested to see her on here because everyone else, as we had said, like they're
Maybe
dead, they're older, like she's almost
she hasn't
representing
had time to bond with anyone.
yeah, she like if there's a historical kind of like bar that all these go to once they're dead, like Malala has not been able to be there, so there could be some of that kind of like she's got to fight yet again to get herself in there and be like, hey, I'm here, I'm just like you guys. Like I think she's gonna have a bit of I think she's gonna have to be a little hungry in this game to succeed.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, it's something where I can see her being very, very nice, and you know, I can see her being kind of like a Lisa Simpson
Mhm.
in a way where she has to play with the bulls because she's going to be targeted. So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we have Mary Curie, um, a scientist, physicist who pretty much discovered radium and radioactivity in that sense, and which has led to cancer treatment and stuff. Um, so many people kind of like owe their lives to her because that treatment has saved lives.
Yeah.
And
Uh,
like, granted, what
oh, I was just gonna ask. It's Marie Curie, right? Not Mary Curie.
Marie? Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
Marie Curie.
yeah. Because I believe that they used her for when they discovered mercury. Like I
Gotcha.
believe
See,
that's where it came from. I might be
see,
wrong.
this is where we learn. Uh, so like, yeah. And I feel like someone like that because granted, when it came to finding women of history, and this is something where
Mhm.
things down the line will have more options, but there was a lot of like activists and stuff that I found that have made history
Uh-huh.
that you haven't already chosen because he had his list first. So I
Mhm.
really wanted to find a few women who weren't activists to be on this list
Yeah.
because I didn't want all five women to just be activists because there are women that have made strides
Yeah, I,
outside of
I I will say, yeah, I found this list for the woman definitely to be harder, like for some of them, and that's I think just because in history, men have generally dominated the newsstands and all that stuff.
yeah.
So,
So
um,
yeah, which
which is
we're much
unfortunate.
better at now. We're
Yeah,
much better at it now, and like
yeah,
one of the great things about historians further down the line is we're like the most documented society that has ever existed up until this point because there
mhm,
are so many different points of views because everyone uploads vlogs,
yeah,
stuff like that, their thoughts and everything. Like historians in the future, they'll have like a gold mine of stuff.
yeah.
So like,
Imagine when PewDiePie is in a museum.
not already? Well, I mean, like, I would imagine not just like gaming, but like,
Yeah.
especially since number one YouTuber for quite some time, things like that, and helped popularize, um, you know, YouTube gaming and stuff like that, or like online like
Yeah,
playthrough stuff like that. Um,
exactly.
Anywho, back to like this history. So next up, we have Rosa Parks. You know who she is. You
Mm-hmm.
know, famous for not giving up her seat. Very, you know, for Martin Luther King, and like really, uh, a woman that was there for like, you know, black rights back then, civil rights way back in that day. You already know who she is, people at home. Like she's like one of the very first people you learn when you are old enough to learn Black History Month. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
her,
It's her and Martin Luther King. Like those are the two that they
yeah,
usually like that. Those are the ones that you learn a lot about during that time.
yeah. So that being said, she kind of had to be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Next up, we have Sacajawea, and she led Lewis and Clark through their expedition throughout, you know, expanding like the U.S. territory. And now, granted, that leads to a lot of different controversies as well. But you know, her and her leading people through also kind of helped make it a peaceful thing, or let the tribes know that it was like, oh, peaceful, because they had someone Native American with them that like helped ease things.
Yeah.
Now, like I said, granted, especially when it comes to Native American history in the United States, it's very, very bleak.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
she was another historical figure where I was like, you know, not a activist, and I felt like she just kind of needed to be on the list.
Yeah, I'm glad you picked her because I have someone who is quite going to be quite a villain on the tribe. That is, I think, going to be a good counter to Sacagawea and Geronimo. We'll get to him
Oh
when we
no.
get to him.
Oh no.
I don't know.
We'll get to that in a second. All right.
Yeah, but I think
But
he's going to be one of the first ones. He's got starts with an A.
I hope so. Dude, you didn't.
I sent. He's on my list. He was on my
All
list.
right. Next up, we have Toshiko Kishida, and this was another female activist that's from Japan. And one thing that really caught my eye about her was she said, you know how people were like, oh, well, men deserve to be because they're stronger. That's why they get to be in power and stuff. Well, she was like, well, if strength is what equaled a good leader, why don't we have sumo wrestlers, you know, making decisions for us? And, you know, that amount of clap back, especially back in that day, I'm like, that's pretty badass. And let's see, do I have any other little facts about her? Yeah, she basically pushed for equal rights in Japan for women, because um, there was like all the education, everything was like very, very catered towards males in Japan. Um, Obviously, I'm not like in that like I look at a lot of Japanese culture, but like when it comes to history, I'm so foggy on. But like back then, it was very, very the society formed around the man. And I know like obviously that's true about everywhere, but it was like a
Yeah,
bit more prominent in Japan.
yeah,
Japanese culture.
Japanese culture just in general is very like woman has to be kind of submissive, and the man does all the work and gets the recognition for the house. Like that's been their tradition for a long time.
Yeah. So another trailblazer from that era.
Exactly. So yeah, that's Ryan's tribe. Pretty good, pretty good. Okay. So here we are. Do you see who you thought you
Oh,
were
fuck.
seeing?
Oh, you meant him.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing also. Oh wait, no, that's not Andrew Jackson. We'll get to him in a sec.
Yeah, exactly. So let's start here with Amelia Earhart, who is one of my first picks for a woman to get brought on here. You know, she's one of the first women pilots, was traveled around the world, and her, I guess, demise is then also extremely famous because she had disappeared in the Bermuda Triangle, as she's one of
Yeah.
the ones that's just somehow she was gone. She flew through it and was gone. So there's definitely a lot of mystery around her. But I
She,
mean,
they
yeah.
just she was just recruited for History Survivor. It was like
Yes.
the amount of money CBS has invested to get this particular set of people.
Yeah, I thought you were going to say that she went through the Bermuda Triangle and ended up in No Way Home. That would have been the best thing ever. If just
Oh yeah,
the portal
she was
opens
just
and
brought
Amelia
in.
Earhart comes out.
I mean, in this grand scheme of the multiverse, where any possibility exists, there is a. I'm pretty sure, you know,
Yeah.
Amelia Earhart is very prominent in the MCU in some of the universes.
Exactly.
Uh,
So yeah, I'm rooting for Amelia. I think she's not going to take anything from any of the guys, especially on the tribe. I think she's going to be very independent. So we'll see if that ends up isolating her, or if maybe she can get some alliance, get herself in the alliances first.
we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
definitely see.
Yeah. Next up is the person I was talking about before, about kind of being the counter for Sacajawea and Geronimo, is President Andrew Jackson, who, in case you guys didn't know, we basically had a supervillain as our president way back when, where he basically told the Native Americans, like, hey, we're going to give you your own lands and we're going to take this land. And they were like, okay. And then he just moved them and was like, okay, actually, no, I want this land too. And he just kept doing that over and over again. And somehow, like, for some reason, he is like, if you read a history book, especially when I was growing up, they almost talked about him as in like a good, like this was a good thing he was doing for us.
Well, I mean, history is written by the winners,
Exactly.
and so like, good for the European, you know, settlers and stuff like that, and good for what would become America.
Mhm.
Good for the people that were inhabiting that, but terrible for
Terrible. Yeah.
Native Americans.
I mean, he was just he was cutthroat in how he was running America at the time. And sometimes you got to be cutthroat, but yeah, definitely, definitely was a very underhanded, since they didn't even know that they were being attacked in this. And what's crazy is that so many years later, he's still on the $20 bill, I believe. And someone else on this list has now replaced him on the new prints of $20 bills.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah, but because there's just so many $20 bills that had been made previously, like you're
It's
rarely ever going to
hard.
see. Yeah,
I mean, it would take a while for it to fizzle out.
exactly.
I haven't seen because it's Harriet Tubman, right?
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah,
Uh, it would take a while because like $20 bills is like one of the most common forms of like
exactly.
payment.
Yeah,
Like
1, 5, 10s, and 20s. Those are the ones you just see like they print a bunch of.
especially like when you go from the tape ATM, they give out 20s.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
also correct me if I'm wrong, but me learning history now because I didn't back in high school and middle and elementary school. Well, I learned some. Anywho, wasn't he like the president that had like the shortest term as well? Or was that
No, that's someone else. So technically, the person that has the shortest term only was president for like a month because he died.
fuck?
Yeah,
That's
so yeah. So that was Andrew Jackson.
all
Um,
right.
but yeah,
I didn't know if that he was also included in that, but
yeah, got
all
it.
right.
But
So
yeah, I just wanted to bring Andrew Jackson because I wanted to have a bit of a villain who I think is honestly like we can just portray him as the villain, and he's not going to be some heroic figure like some of these
yeah,
other villains could have that heroic moments and stuff. But I feel like he's just going to be a villain.
yeah, definitely so.
Yeah. Okay, next up, we got one of the wives of Henry VIII. We got Anne Boleyn.
All right. What makes Anne Boleyn special?
Well, she's one of the ones that is the first one to get her head cut off.
Okay, so we already have some deep-seated rivalry.
Yeah, it is not gonna be pleasant if they end up on the same tribe. Yeah, it's great. But and the thing is, she also despite now I think retroactively she's being looked at as probably more of the heroic figure of the two. The people of Britain during the time did not like her. Like they really despised her.
Well, I think it's also a thing of like back in the day too, the things that or like that were written couldn't go against the king.
Yeah.
So like obviously things that survived any publication back then would be in favor of the king because like the king sees, oh, we're actually on Anne's side. Well, I mean, the man is known for decapitation.
Yep, exactly.
Someone you don't really want to get on their bad side, unfortunately.
I mean, I know the story goes that during the execution of the beheading, people were cheering and hooting and hollering at it. Like it's a very brutal kind of like that was just what was happening back then.
That's not the best thing. Thing about history, there's a lot of no-nos. To put it lightly, to definitely put it lightly, but we learn from our past and we see how things were back then. We're like, good God, thank God we're doing better to some degree.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, she one of the things that really that as I said, it was written that it brought people ire was that she was just and yet again, this is just because it was the time, but they didn't like that she was a strong-willed woman that was trying to now run the country, and that was something that really troubled a lot of the old time people in Britain. Like that was something that they didn't like.
Well, I'm glad she's getting some love now.
Yeah.
And I definitely think I hope she gets I hope she makes it far here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how.
I feel like my explanation for Anne has now also made Henry even more of a villain than he.
Yeah. I mean, he was already a villain.
He was going to be a villain going into this,
but you have one of the wives here, obviously more information is going to be shared about it.
Exactly. We now have our hero. We have our villain. They are now placed.
Damn. All right. Speaking of villains.
Yes, we got someone who this was my replacement for if Ryan wanted Hamilton. We got Blackbeard the Pirates, one of the most famous pirates to ever sail the seven seas.
If not the most famous pirate, because like there are so many, like usually if there's like a pirate and it's something a little bit corny, it's Blackbeard. It's something beard, like a sticky beard in Kids Next Door. It's something where he's like probably the most famous pirate to have ever existed, because even if you're not like familiar with like pirates history, you've heard of Blackbeard.
You know who Blackbeard is. Like there's so many, there's so much media that represents Blackbeard in some way that you're just going to like just existing in life now. You'll learn who Blackbeard is.
Yeah. Do you have any like interesting facts about Blackbeard? His little relationship with Anne Bonny.
Not much. I just know that I liked him in Assassin's Creed Black Flag. You get to see Blackbeard in that game, and he's pretty fun. He's brutal.
All right. Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Nice. Okay, next up we got Cleopatra from Egypt. One of the most famous leaders for women to exist in history, just in general. Like I was saying about how Anne Boleyn was having trouble for being a strong-willed leader, Cleopatra was being a strong-willed leader, and people were all for it. I just see her. I think she's got that potential of being our Parvati or Regina in terms of just social and strategic manipulation.
Definitely. I can totally see that.
Mhm.
Yeah. She's one of those things where it's like, even if you don't look into the history, or if you've heard of like Anthony and Cleopatra, even if you don't know like what their story is about, you've heard the name. Or like whenever you see like the kind of like eye makeup, like the Egyptian inspired eye makeup, people
Mhm.
make that comparison to like Cleopatra, things like that.
Exactly.
Just one of those, so famous that some people don't even know what she's famous for.
Mhm.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I'm excited for Cleopatra. She was another one of the ones for on my list that I was very like, I need to put Cleopatra on here.
Yeah, I agree.
Nice, nice. Okay, next up, we got someone who now I was raised in a very small town, pretty Republican school system. So my knowledge of certain historical figures in some areas might be less so. But the one thing that they really made sure you knew about a famous
Yeah,
Black person was George Washington Carver, because he invented peanut butter. But the thing is, he has so many other inventions, but no one talks about it because of
but
peanut butter.
do you know how great peanut butter is?
It
It's
is
what
great.
fueled Tyson to get back in the game at Winners at War.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
Peanut butter is like one of my favorite
well,
condiment. Well, it's funny because it's a condiment, but it's also a food. But like, it's like a superfood.
mhm. Yeah, I love peanut butter. I really enjoy the taste. But the thing is, like, I just feel so bad because as an inventor, you dream, I think, a little bigger than making a good food.
Maybe so. What are some of his other notable
I have them if you just give me a second, because
yeah,
there's a lot of them in terms of like peanut butter. He does have a lot of peanuts as the things. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it was oh gosh, I don't want to say some of this because then it might seem more the first things that pop up weren't great either. I'm just gonna say.
okay.
Yeah, you Wikipedia his other inventions.
I will. Um, I will.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna root for him on your team just because of peanut butter. I love peanut butter. I
yeah,
incorporate it so much into my diet.
yeah, exactly. It's great. Okay, so yeah, George Washington Carver. We'll see how he does. Maybe if there's a peanut butter reward, he's gonna want it.
I think it's just hand delivered to him. It's like we're not even having a competition. This man, he, I think he might be like a peanut butter snob in that sense. And
Oh
there's like,
yeah.
I made it. You can't
If he
make
if he
peanut
makes
butter
it to the
better than
merge,
me.
if he makes it to the merge, there's definitely just gonna be one of those giant bowls of peanut butter from what was it, Philippines, I think, that had the giant tub of peanut butter.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. Or
there was that.
caramelin. Yeah, caramelin.
It was definitely it was in that it's either or.
Yeah. I
I
because I remember
definitely
Malcolm
think
was
oh yeah,
there.
Concord made a joke about it.
Yeah, it was caramel. Yeah, because I remember Eddie also and Reynolds. I remember them being really into it.
Uh, all
Okay,
right. Well,
moving
I wish the
on.
best.
Yeah, well, we've already talked about this next person a little bit, but we got Harriet Tubman. She's now on the $20 bill. But her big thing was during the Civil War and all of the stuff where the slaves were still being persecuted and all that stuff. She was helping a lot of the slaves with the Underground Railroads get to the Union and actually be able to live a somewhat normalized life by not having to be owned by the South.
Yeah. Another person where alongside Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, this is another person you learn a lot about in history class because she did so much for
Mhm.
society back then.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah,
so yeah,
exactly. She's another great one. I think whatever Survivor throws at her, I think she's just gonna handle it with ease and be like, okay, let's figure this out.
definitely, especially since the Underground Railroad and things like that involved a lot of sneaking, or not
Mhm.
like, yeah, sneaking around and like staying kind of like low key in the
Yeah.
woods a lot.
Yeah. Could
So you
she
don't
build an underground railroad next to the water well, and that could be like her spy shack?
maybe we'll see.
Yeah. Okay,
This is a,
next. Oh no, go ahead.
I mean, like we're also doing it on Cambodia, right?
Yeah.
So that's a very tribe switch a lot. So uh she
Yeah.
might have some difficulty having that in her possession the entire game.
Yeah, true, true. But who knows? She could get on the same tribe every time, or she just makes a bunch of underground railroads.
Fair, fair.
Okay. Next up, we got Joan of Arc, who is one of the most badass women that's ever existed, pretty much. Yet again, history, as we have now said quite a bit, has not been kind to a lot of the women, kind of trying to persecute them in certain ways. Joan of Arc was said, "Screw that! I'm going to be a badass and fight on the battlefield, whether you like it or not."
Hell yeah.
Um,
My
and that's what she did.
inspired.
She, yeah, yeah, just won like countless wars. But another thing was that even after all this, she got put on trial for cross dressing. Like that's how they tried to stop her, pretty much.
Yeah.
Was that they said, oh, like why aren't you wearing a dress on the battlefield? Like that was their argument.
I mean, some people wear kilts. That would have been
Yeah.
my like
Yeah.
my sarcastic little remark to that. But
Yeah.
yeah,
But yeah, regardless of that, she's still was took it with stride. Like it like despite being on trial for that, like it didn't tarnish her reputation at all, because anyone that's really thought about it knew it was pretty stupid. It was just them trying to basically keep women
find something
down.
to put her down.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. She's definitely another one I'm rooting for on your team.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. I hope she wins some challenges. I could see her being a bit of an immunity beast.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Okay, next up, we got another person that I actually played in a one act that I did at our school. We got Leon Trotsky,
Okay.
who basically his death was that he got assassinated with an ice pick. Um,
Interesting.
yeah. He's a Russian proletariat who basically got a lot of the Russian lower class to basically uprise and take over the people who are on top, and basically trying to even out the distribution of wealth in a way.
All
Um,
right.
so yeah, he's very much for the working class, like, making unions, making sure that everything is being done like to code. Like that was basically his goal, his motto.
Well, I'm glad it sucks that he was killed for it, I'm
Yeah,
assuming.
yeah,
But,
yeah, yeah,
yeah, I think especially something like this, he might well, I mean, I don't really think you can unionize on a, when it's a tribe of 10, but like I think he definitely has some positive like leadership
yeah.
things to give, like make sure that everyone's kind of,
Mhm.
doing things in a fair fashion, though. I don't know. I think like there's a couple of people will be like, screw that, especially Blackbeard.
Yeah,
It's like, screw that, all that. You all do my work.
yeah,
Hard.
Yeah, I could see if this is a domination where just one tribe ends up sending a lot of their people home and this tribe stays around. I could definitely see him just saying, let's just do a pagonging. Let's all stay together, where we got to be fighting. But also I can see him working with the people on the bottom because that's his whole thing. Like I could see
Yeah.
him just immediately being the one to switch over because he sees them on the bottom struggling and fighting and he's like, well, I want to be with them. I don't want to be on top. Like I want to be with the people who are struggling. So we could
Yeah.
definitely see an underdog story from him come as well.
All right. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Another also watch this great movie called The Trotsky. Great comedy about someone who thinks he's the reincarnation of Leon Trotsky.
Was he?
You got to watch the movie.
Okay. All right.
It's you can watch it. I watched it online for free. I just typed in the Trotsky and I found it. So
Gotcha.
yeah,
All right.
it's out there. Okay. And next up is the person that I switched on my list actually last second. And I just felt that it wouldn't be complete without having this person on this cast, and that is Mahatma Gandhi, one of the most famous pacifists, the most famous
Yeah.
pacifists to ever exist.
Oh yeah. Like just another thing, even if you don't know exactly what he did, you still know him because he's just that famous. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And another person not going to be bothered at all by not eating. He's used to that.
Yeah.
It is going. In fact, he might gain weight on the island. It's possible.
Like he's someone that would definitely give his rewards up and be like, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
anything, it might slow me down.
Yeah, he's I think rewards might hinder him. I think he might be one of the persons that if he ate a reward, it might harm him in the long run.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I just felt like I think he needed to be here. Originally, it was Neil Armstrong, the astronaut, had the spots, but ultimately I decided I think Gandhi is a better representation.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. All right. So
Okay.
on your tribe, I'd say my two front runners are George Washington Carver and Joan of Arc.
Okay, nice. I'd say on my tribe, I'm rooting for Leon Trotsky, Cleopatra, and Gandhi.
All right. All right.
And then over on your tribe.
I gotta say, Toshiko and Geronimo are probably my two prominent ones. But then again, since I chose these, Alexander and Confucius are also up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm probably going to go with Hamilton and Henry on your tribe. I feel like there's going to be a lot of fun with them.
All right. All right.
Yeah.
Before we get started, I need to check something real quick. It won't take too long.
Okay, then we shall wait and stare at Ryan's picture. That is,
It's a nice picture.
It's a good picture. Yeah, it's good. Oh, now I can just see your picture. We can just focus on that until it's all good.
Sorry, I just had to confirm one thing. It's been for those of you at home, it's been an interesting time to be a Ryan. Well, specifically me, Ryan.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ryans in the world. I'm sure some of those Ryans aren't having as good or interesting of a time.
I know, but this Ryan has, gumptions. All right, now I'm back.
Okay, he's back. Awesome. Okay, let us begin then. Proceed. Okay. Ryan's tribe wins reward. They win a large bag of rice.
Nice.
Nice. Okay. So no alliances and no one has found the idol yet. And Anne Boleyn finds the hidden immunity idol clue. Oh, just the clue. So it has to be found at the challenge. So this is the Kelly Wentworth thing.
I think
No
you got it.
alliances. I'm rooting for her here.
Oh yeah, we all are.
Ryan wins immunity. And
Yay!
Anne finds the idol.
Nice. Very
That's
nice.
good. That's good. And Juan finds the Ryan hidden immunity idol clue. So he's got the clue
You
now.
found it. You found it at the. You found it at the water or like the water well. You know, thinking it was the fountain of youth. He was like, "Oh, here it is."
Yeah. Yeah, or he went to the water well and had a vision of the fountain of youth, and that's where he found the clue was in his vision of the fountain of youth.
Yeah. All right. Nice.
Okay. Confucius and Toshiko find something in common.
They are both very known for saying wise things. Confucius found the sumo thing very, very funny.
Yeah, they're bonding over their their wiseness.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see here. So Cleopatra and Gandhi bond slightly.
All right.
Interesting. Cleopatra and Harriet have a small fight.
Cool.
Anne and Joan bond slightly. That's it.
All right.
Okay.
Okay, so it looks like Cleopatra is targeting Harriet Tubman, and
yeah,
vice versa. A sentence I never thought I would ever say in my life. But okay.
I will say, Ryan, your sound's kind of gotten like very narrow. That's the only way I can describe it.
If I move it in closer, is it better?
Nah, I think it may have happened when you went to do your thing.
Okay. Let me try. Is it better now?
No.
All right, I'm gonna leave and come back.
Okay, sounds good. Then I shall wait here in suspense. Okay, Ryan is gone. He's gonna hopefully it'll fix the sound. Yeah, I don't know if you listeners heard it very well, but it was it sounded like he was talking to a can. So let's see. Hopefully he'll be back. Okay, it's not showing up yet. Okay, well, I am going to say I think Harriet Tubman might be in trouble here. Cleopatra did have that bond with Anne Boleyn, so there's definitely a chance that she's in the right alliance here, whereas Harriet Tubman isn't. Oh, here's Ryan.
All right, so better?
Yeah, that's way better.
All right. Okay. So I hate to say it, but I think it's Harriet Tubman.
I literally just said that to the audience as well. I think Cleopatra's actually in the better position here than Harriet.
All right. Let us see.
First vote goes to Anne. Second vote goes to Anne. Third vote goes to Anne.
What?
Fourth vote goes to Amelia. Fifth vote goes to Amelia. Sixth vote goes to Anne.
This is fucked up.
Seventh vote goes to Amelia. Eighth vote goes to Amelia. Ninth vote goes to Amelia. One vote left. And Amelia Earhart.
Dang. I mean, I'm glad it's not Anne, but at the same time, that's kind of screwed up.
Wow, that is brutal. All right. Really, you had like Anne and Amelia were two of my favorite like women on this tribe, and they had to be the first ones targeted.
Yep, it's Murphy's Law.
Okay, so Anne, Cleopatra, Harriet, Joan, President Jackson, and Trotsky voted for Amelia, and Amelia, Blackbeard, Gandhi, and George voted for Anne.
All right, so not good for Blackbeard, George Washington Carver, and Gandhi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're definitely in a some trouble here.
I mean, they just have to get through one more, and they'll be in a better position.
Exactly. Yeah, we're about to have a tribe swap. No alliances still. And still no alliances over here. Let's see who wins immunity. And Joe's tribe wins immunity.
Okay.
And Juan does not find the Ryan hidden immunity idol.
Wow.
Can't find it. And Geronimo finds the Ryan hidden immunity idol clue.
Someone has to get it.
Yeah, exactly. Rosa and Sacajawea bond slightly.
Okay.
Confucius is impressing the rest of the team.
He's just giving words of inspiration.
Exactly.
And like everyone is like, that's very insightful.
And Geronimo is impressing the rest of the team
with his physical prowess.
Yeah. Maybe he told someone about the clue. Maybe he told Juan about the clue and was like, look what I have. And Juan was like, I couldn't find it.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
All right.
Okay. Oh, and then no events occurred over here. Okay.
It's tough to really say.
There wasn't a lot of hate on your tribe. Like there wasn't anyone that was going for any targets.
I kind of want Henry VIII to go, but I still think him and Anne need to interact.
That's the thing. That's why I'm rooting for him, is that I want to see them at least on the tribal for one tribal. Otherwise,
I'm gonna say Ponce de Leon, since he didn't get the idol.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I feel like he might be in some hot water.
All right.
First vote goes to Juan. Second vote goes to Henry. Third vote goes to Juan. I gotta say, for not having a lot to go on, the two people that you said. You really know the Brantsteele at this point.
We're professionals. I mean, we don't get paid for this, but we've done so many that we're good at it.
We have the experience factor here. So yeah, 2 votes Juan and 1 vote Henry. Fourth vote goes to Henry. Fifth vote goes to Henry. Sixth vote goes to Juan. Seventh vote goes to Juan. Eighth vote goes to Juan. And Juan de Ponce is taken out seconds. And because he couldn't find that idol.
Well, and because he couldn't find the water for the Fountain of Youth, he ages super, super fast. And yeah.
In this picture right now, this is now like an inaccurate photo of when he gets voted out. He is now like all just like almost dust and bones. Okay, so Geronimo, Juan, and Sacajawea voted for Henry. So Geronimo and Sacajawea are on the outs. That is a very unfortunate pairing to be on the outs.
Well, I mean, everything is going to swap right now, so not too bad.
Yeah, true. Okay, let's go to the twists. Okay, there will be 3 tribes.
All right.
The first, so the new Ryan tribe is Hamilton, Andrew Jackson, Anne Boleyn, Joan of Arc, Leon Trotsky, and Mahatma Gandhi.
So Hamilton is low-key on the outs.
Yeah, but luckily there's not a lot of love in my tribe here. Like none of them are really close to each other. There's no alliances in the game right now. Everyone is a free agent.
Fair. Very fair.
Yeah. Okay, the new Joe tribe has an even split. Blackbeard, Cleopatra, and George Washington Carver, and Malala, Marie Curie, and Rosa Parks.
I can see it is a possibility. Cleopatra's like, all right, strong women alliance. Especially since Blackbeard and George were not in the not on the
Yeah.
right side of the votes,
Yeah,
too.
yeah, I can see her joining them, maybe taking out Blackbeard and George Washington Carver.
Probably Blackbeard first. He
Yeah,
seems a lot more like a wild card.
yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think it would be in that order of Blackbeard then George. I feel like they might be able to use George later down the road as that extra vote that they take out near the end. But as just someone they try to bring along. But yeah, I definitely can see Cleopatra being the swing here.
All right.
And then we have the legacy tribe. We got Confucius, Geronimo, Harriet Tubman, Henry VIII, Sacajawea, and Toshiko.
So yeah, Anne is not on this tribe. It's basically Harriet Tubman versus everyone from my original tribe.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Sacagawea, Geronimo, I can see like this could actually work for Harriet. She could she's in the perfect position. She's in that middle ground where she could go with the majority or shake things up with Geronimo and Sacagawea. Actually might be more beneficial for her to do it with Geronimo since he has a clue to the next idol.
Yeah, true. So I think that's her thing. Like Geronimo and Sacagawea, they were just on the outs. It's very, very easy to maybe say like, hey, how did your last vote go? Oh, you weren't in on it. Well, you can be in on it with me and make your way there. Okay. Well, let's see how this shakes up. No alliances still. No alliances happening. And still no alliances. No one wants to make alliances. Who needs alliances in Modern Survivor?
I know, right? Just voting blocks.
Yep. Okay, so the Legacy tribe wins immunity, and the Joe tribe wins immunity. So that means Hamilton's tribe, where he's on the outs, and Geronimo finds the hidden immunity idol.
Of course he would.
Yeah. So good for Geronimo there.
Definitely.
But not looking good for Hamilton.
I mean,
who
was on the outs.
Yeah,
from that.
He can still wiggle his way out of it. I still believe in him.
Yeah.
President Jackson and Anne bond slightly. Hamilton and Gandhi bond strongly.
Hell yeah.
That could have saved him right there. Blackbeard works hard at camp and becomes tired. He's put in the work. I think he sees the potential female alliance, and he is going to work really hard to maybe actually throw George under the bus if this happens.
Maybe.
Confucius finds the legacy hidden idol clue. So Confucius now has a way in here. And the first alliance forms between Confucius, Geronimo, and Toshiko. I dig
this.
Yeah, I love this alliance. This is the wise alliance right here.
And I mean, it had like two people that I wanted to see do very well in my tribe as well, mixed with someone that was also kind of in that mix. So yeah, I'm all for this one.
Yeah. Okay, so let's see if they stay strong on the Joe tribe or if there's some infighting.
We'll see.
Yeah. Who do you think Hamilton might be able to turn this on?
Maybe Jackson or maybe Anne. I feel like one of those two because like Anne already got some heat. So it is possible where, especially since it's small, it might be like, why not just choose Anne for this?
Yeah. The only thing is, she has an idol, so if she gets anything of it, she might play it. But we'll see.
Fair.
No one stands, so the first vote goes to Anne. Second vote goes to Gandhi.
Oh no.
Third vote goes to Gandhi. Fourth vote goes to Anne. Fifth vote goes to Gandhi. And we are tied between Anne and Gandhi.
Are we gonna have a rock draw
on episode 3?
I guess we're gonna see.
I mean, Hamilton has to flip, right? He has to flip whatever he is. He should just flip.
Yeah.
You just
Uh,
get safe. Like even if you have to send Gandhi home, who you just bonded with, like I
you
don't
know,
think you risk it.
your safety in the game is more important than
Yeah.
kind of a friendship right now.
Yeah, and you just met this guy. Like I wouldn't go to rocks for someone like he met all these people. Like he should just be
Yeah.
fine with sending someone home here. First vote goes to Anne. Second vote goes to Gandhi. Third vote goes to Gandhi. One vote left. Is Anne Boleyn? We are tied.
This better not be this better not be Hamilton or Cleopatra. There's like two people where I'm like, no, fuck.
It's either Hamilton, Andrew Jackson, Joan of Arc, or Leon Trotsky.
Let it be Andrew Jackson.
Oh, it's Leon Trotsky. No.
I'm sorry. I know you were.
Oh.
It's killing a piece of you since you played him.
Oh, that is awful. I hate that so much.
Damn.
I don't want to be fair. I don't want anyone here to get rocked out. It's like as much as Andrew Jackson is a villain, and yeah, he probably would have been the best option. Like I want the villain to at least make it some run, so we get some villain moments throughout it. But this was brutal.
All right.
Okay.
Well, who voted? Oh wait, did two people swap?
President Jackson switched to Gandhi, and Trotsky switched over to Anne. So they did what you have experience with this. You did this on that one season.
And then someone else got voted out.
Yeah.
It's
so
well, I mean, like
wait,
at least in like regular Survivor, we've never had that happen where two people swapped at once. But
yeah, I wonder if President Andrew Jackson maybe got the sense that someone was going to flip, and so he did the opposite of that flip to create another rock draw scenario to create chaos.
Maybe. But that's rock draw should always be a last resort.
Yeah,
it should never be just for a shits and giggle thing. Not even if it's like with like in Gen X versus millennials, like not even in that, like it's risky no matter how many numbers are there.
Yeah, exactly. In Survivor, you don't want to leave things to chance. I think that just always muddies. I mean, that also just muddies your win, in my opinion. Like if you end up winning because at final six, the rocks just went in your favor, and that's what got you there. Like sometimes you can just be like, well, that one thing that wasn't really your doing caused you to win. Like it can always cause these weird shifts in power dynamics.
Fair enough. Alrighty. Ooh.
Okay, so there are no alliances still on this tribe. No alliances. The only alliance is over here with Confucius and Geronimo and Toshiko, who one has the idol, another one has a clue to the idol.
All right.
So this might be a very strong alliance moving forward.
I think so.
The Legacy tribe wins reward. They win a barbecue set with sausages and vegetables. Joe's tribe wins reward. They win a wok and vegetables.
So the Ryan's tribe is just sucking.
Yeah, not doing great over there. Let's see who wins immunity. The Legacy tribe wins immunity, and the Ryan tribe wins immunity. I don't want to see that tribe go again.
All right, so
and Confucius finds the hidden immunity idol.
So two idols in one alliance. Though then again, the Legacy, granted, we're only 3 challenges in. They're killing it, so they don't have to worry.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, this might be a pretty strong try moving forward, I think.
Oh yeah.
Okay, no events occurred. Okay, so Cleopatra and George bond slightly.
All right.
Blackbeard and George find something in common. George Washington Carver's a social game. Pretty on point. New alliance formed between Blackbeard and George Washington Carver. And Maria rests at camp to restore her energy.
I'm sorry, it was a little pixelated for that.
Oh,
Uh,
what for
oh
what?
wait, I see. The alliance between Blackbeard and
Yeah,
Carver.
yeah. It's a loyalty of 6.
All right, so I feel it's a little tricky because, like we already said, Cleopatra can totally target one of the two, and I think they realize they have to stick together at this point.
Yeah, exactly. They decided not to throw each other under the bus and to work together to try to get it back in their favor. Henry and Sacajawea bond slightly.
All right.
Harriet and Toshiko bond slightly. And a new alliance forms, the Legacy Alliance, with Confucius, Harriet, and Toshiko.
All right. So
Confucius and
playing a very
Toshiko.
strong game.
Yeah.
They have 4.
Yeah, it's technically a 4-person alliance now, but Harriet thinks that she's the third in this alliance, and Geronimo thinks he's the third in this alliance.
Yeah, it's and then Confucius is pretty in a good power position as well because he has 2 alliances and he has an idol as well. So he's like golden.
Yeah, he's in a pretty good spot, I think. Yeah, him and Toshiko are sitting in a pretty good spot moving forward.
Nice.
Okay, so who goes home here? I'm not sure. I think this can go a lot of different ways. I could see
I think it's going to be Blackbeard.
You think Blackbeard? You do think the women are going to team up here?
Yeah, it's just like Cleopatra. Her best thing going forward is to go with that tribe, especially since they kind of went against Cleopatra in the first vote.
Yeah. Yeah, I could see that. Okay. First vote goes to Marie. Second vote goes to Malala. Third vote goes to Malala.
Oh no.
Fourth vote goes to Malala. Fifth vote goes to Marie. And Malala is taken out in the pre-merge.
It's just because she's new to history.
Yeah.
It's because she's like, she's contemporary.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
that's
they when she got her torch snuffed, they said, "Hey, give it another 100 years, and you can you can join us at that historical bar, and we'll buy you a drink."
Yeah, that's rather unfortunate.
Yeah, wow, that is crazy. So, Cleopatra and Malala were the ones who voted for Marie. So, Cleopatra is really on the outs here.
Oh no.
Yeah, not what I expected.
Not at all.
Okay, well, let's see if she can bounce back from that. And has the hidden immunity idol. Yep, alliance. Yep, and those alliances there. Okay, let's see who wins reward. And the Legacy tribe wins a reward. They are killing it. Yeah. And the Joe tribe wins reward. They win rope and tarp. Let's see who wins immunity. And the Ryan tribe wins immunity, and the Joe tribe wins immunity. So the Legacy tribe is going to tribal. Okay.
That's I'm a little worried.
I like it. We're going to be able to see a little bit of everyone going to tribal here.
Yeah, keeps things a little even.
Yeah. Okay. Hamilton and President Jackson have a small fight. Okay. And a new alliance formed between Hamilton and Boleyn, Joan of Arc, and Gandhi.
I can get behind this.
Yeah.
Very much so.
That's a pretty good alliance.
So, I mean, not only that, it's straight up an anti-President Jackson militia.
It really is. These are all people who did not, I think, have gotten something with Andrew Jackson, and is now now they're all basically saying, okay, let's just get rid of him.
He's screwed if the Ryan tribe loses again.
Yeah, exactly. George and Marie bond strongly.
right.
Cleopatra is impressing the rest of the team. She's now putting in some extra work there. And Marie
Has
joins
to.
Blackbeard and George Washington Carver's alliance. Okay,
All
so this is
right.
now the power alliance of this tribe.
Cool. Cool.
Okay, and then Confucius and Toshiko have a major fight. Wow.
This is not the time to do that
And
at
Toshiko
all.
leaves the alliance. Oh,
Good
one of the
God.
alliances. She's still with another alliance with him. But one alliance she's out.
He's in 2 alliances with him.
Yeah. So there's probably still gonna work together for this vote, but she's ready to jump ship. Harriet works hard at camp and becomes tired.
I honestly don't know.
Yeah. I'm just looking at it. I mean, I feel like Henry or Sacajawea, they are the least in kind of these talks anyway. So I could still see maybe at least for this vote, them just taking one of those two out. But if they were to turn, I think Confucius. Actually, no, Confucius is actually in the better spot because Toshiko left the alliance, so he's actually still in both alliances. So it might be Toshiko.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say Henry VIII because don't want him around.
Okay.
Yes, to go.
First vote. Geronimo uses the Ryan hidden immunity idol. He is safe. And Confucius uses the legacy hidden immunity idol on Harriet. Both alliances are being used.
All right.
First vote goes to Sacajawea.
So
Second
they
vote
both
goes.
wasted.
Yeah, they both got wasted. Toshiko gets the second vote. Third vote goes to Sacajawea. Fourth vote goes to Sacajawea, and Sacajawea is out in a unanimous vote.
I'm fine with that, but at the same time, what was that? Come on, guys. You pissed away 2 idols.
Yeah, this was a messy tribal council. Like a lot of things I think just were not executed very well here.
It's weird.
Okay. I had high hopes for Confucius and Toshiko, and Geronimo, and that tribal council muddied my opinion of them a little.
Same.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Yep, that's still there. The anti-Andrew Jackson alliance.
Yeah.
We got Blackbeard, George, and Marie. Confucius finds the legacy hidden idol clue. He finds it again.
All right.
Hopefully he'll use this one correctly if he finds it.
I think you learn your lesson the first time you play an idol wrong.
He probably has some saying for if you play an idol wrong, and he's gonna, recite it over and over again until a different outcome occurs.
Probably.
Yeah. The Legacy tribe wins immunity, and the Joe tribe wins immunity. And Confucius finds the hidden immunity idol.
Nice.
Andrew
Jackson is pretty much bye-bye.
Oh yeah, that's right. His tribe is going. Yeah, he had a nice villain run. He got to be a villain. Wait, Hamilton finds the hidden idol clue.
Who does?
Hamilton. He does. Yeah.
Okay.
For a second, I thought that was Andrew Jackson. To be fair,
they both have similar portraits.
Yeah. Okay, so Hamilton has the idol, clue, and has the idol. President Jackson and Bond slightly, but Jackson and Joan have a major fight.
Gotcha.
Okay, now did he do that to try to get Anne to play the idol on him? That's what I want to know. Blackbeard and Marie bond strongly.
All right.
Okay.
So we're kind of forming a anti-Cleopatra alliance on this tribe.
Yeah. Confucius has the idol, and Geronimo and Henry find something in common. And at the same time, Henry has a major meltdown. He could not handle that he has something in common with Geronimo.
Yeah. And also he has no one to behead.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, he's waiting for Anne to be on the same tribe so that way he can find execution
Take off
block
his,
in.
take off her head.
Okay. I'll read first votes goes to President Jackson. Second vote goes to President Jackson. Third vote goes to Joan. And President Jackson is voted out in a
Jeff was probably like, do we even need to have the vote or anything?
Yeah,
They're like,
the only way he survived here is if somehow him in that bonding session with Anna and played the idol for him. That was the only potential chance he survives this vote, which is a very slim chance.
Slim to none.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay. Well, there goes our one of our big villains of the season.
Yeah. All right. So the next episode, it's that one little awkward like little tribe swap where it's only for one, which I think is brilliant.
Yeah, I think they should do it more, to be honest. Like, I think it's a good way that it's shaking up the game, but anyone can still kind of survive if your social game's good enough still.
And the only sad part was that it was Wu that got eliminated, but
yeah, he's like the one of the
legit,
only. He's the worst performing Kagion returning player. Like where you return again.
Huh.
Yeah.
Well, damn.
Yeah, and he was just one short of the merge. And so yeah, Cass technically gets to be a higher rank because she makes it one more tribal.
He deserved better.
Yep.
Well, I mean, if it was him or Spencer, obviously I wanted to keep Spencer.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Okay. Oh, I skipped the tribe. Okay, so Ryan tribe has Hamilton, Anne Boleyn, Blackbeard, George Washington Carver, Henry VIII, Gandhi, and Rosa Parks. Anne Boleyn and Henry are on the same tribe finally. Now they can duke it out, and then if Henry goes, it's fine. he's hit the point where he had to hit.
Yeah. This one, so we already got the Blackbeard and George Washington kind of like alliance, and Rosa Parks was also on that team as well, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I feel like they have a solid standing here. Same with Alexander and Gandhi. Honestly, this is very bad for Anne because Henry is perfectly in the middle of this.
Yeah, that's true. He could behead her at tribal. Like that could be his plan.
That's not good.
Yeah. And then over here on the Joe tribe, we got Cleopatra, Confucius, Geronimo, Harriet Tubman, Joan, Marie, and Toshiko.
Looks like, yeah, the Legacy tribe pretty much stuck all together. Mm-hmm. Except for like Henry VIII. Yeah,
but he was not really part of this little alliance grouping that had formed. Yeah. So the alliance groupings all together. But Toshiko and Confucius did start to have a bit of a rivalry, starting to potentially boil. So it's a little, this one there, it's very playable in my opinion. I in just terms of wanting to see the tribal council, I think I want this tribe to go because I think that there's a lot of interesting things that can happen here just in terms of gameplay.
All right.
Okay. Okay, alliances. Still just alliances. Okay, let's see who wins reward. The Joe tribe wins reward. They win a picnic consisting of fried chicken, mac and cheese, and brownies delivered to camp.
Beautiful.
That sounds great.
Of course. Fried chicken and mac and cheese.
The Ryan tribe wins immunity, and Hamilton finds the hidden immunity idol.
Nice. Very nice.
Good. That's good. Okay, so the tribe I wanted to go is going. Blackbeard and Gandhi bond slightly. Henry and Rosa have a minor disagreements. Is it about whether he's allowed to chop off Anne's head?
Clearly, it's like, wait until we know there's a merge before you do that, at least.
And Gandhi
like,
leaves this alliance. Oh shoot.
I guess because they accomplished their goal.
Yeah, they made it to they were able to be pacifist with this little alliance, I guess. Oh yeah, and I guess they took out Jackson, so this alliance doesn't need to exist anymore. Harriet is impressing the rest of the team. Joan and Marie bond slightly. And the alliance between Confucius and Harriet dissolves. And a new alliance forms between Geronimo, Harriet Tubman, Joan, and Toshiko. So Confucius is being replaced by Joan.
But here's the thing: Confucius has an idol.
Yeah, they are kicking out the person who has the idol.
So we just have to see. It could be anyone at this point.
Yeah, I could really see anyone going home here. Like, I don't think anyone is guaranteed to be safe.
Yeah, because Confucius still might not be the target here.
Yeah, exactly. First vote goes to Marie. Second vote goes to Confucius.
Oh no.
Third vote goes to Marie. Fourth vote goes to Marie. And Marie Curie taken out right here at the end of the pre-merge.
I mean, to be honest, out of like everyone there, she was one where I was like, I was okay with that.
Yeah, she's the there's a lot of fan favorites, I think, on this tribe that I'm glad are going to still be around for the merge. And speaking of merge, we are now here at the museum tribe.
All right. So on people I originally have, we have Alexander Hamilton, Confucius, Geronimo, Henry VIII, and Rosa Parks and Toshiko. So I have 6, and you have 7 people, being Blackbeard, Cleopatra, George Washington Carver, Harriet Tubman, Joan of Arc, and Gandhi.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty even spread so far, considering what? What?
I don't know why. I think the majority of the pink kind of threw me off. That's my bad.
Oh, got it. But yeah, pretty even considering. Yeah, we were at 7-7 each then last tribal because you lost someone. So, it's pretty nice and even. So I love to see that.
All right, I think out of everyone here, I think Chica's playing a really good game. I think I'd say a lot of people from that Legacy Alliance are doing well.
Yeah. I'm still a little.
I'd say
I've lost a little bit more of the respect because that one tribal. But the thing is, like, they still are keeping their numbers. Like, they haven't lost anyone to their alliances.
And then I also think one person we have to give attention to is Blackbeard, because he turned a bad situation good, as well as even he was making moves on the Ryan tribe for that one episode. Yeah. So I think he's another one to keep your eye out for.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah, I'm still interested in Anne Boleyn and Henry. They got to duke it out. They haven't gone to tribal together yet.
Watch them be at the finale.
If they make it to the end together.
There's no fire here. Well, there could be fire.
Yeah.
There's not a guaranteed fire.
Yeah. Man, that would be crazy if they got to the end together. That would just be that would be mind shattering.
Yeah.
Okay. Museum status. Yep, pretty much just alliances here. It's really that Legacy Alliance has a lot of pull. Joan of Arc wins the first individual immunity challenge.
Makes sense. I'm happy for that.
Yeah, that's good. Starting off strong here. Blackbeard is impressing the rest of the team.
See, it's that subtle social game that he's playing.
Mm-hmm.
Not like in your face about it.
Exactly. Cleopatra and Henry bond strongly. Okay, interesting. Fun fact about the play I did. Also, this is another interesting tidbit. It was Night at the Wax Museum, and my character Henry had a love triangle with Cleopatra. Something that actually happened in the play I did. So, and Anne Boleyn was
Did you
trying.
get her?
No, I ended up going with Anne Boleyn. That's how the play went, because it was a kids' play, and they don't want to talk about the beheading too much.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Toshiko leaves the alliance. So Toshiko is out of Confucius. She wants nothing to do with Confucius.
I think Confucius might be targeted, but it's still like this vote is very critical for the game.
Yeah. Man, who has the idols here? And Confucius, Hamilton. I think Confucius might have to use his idol here on the merge. Like I think he has potential to get voted out here. And I just, you never want to be the person that goes home at the merge.
I mean, for me, it's like as long as I make it to the jury, I'm fine. But no, being that like merge boot when people are still kind of like setting their ways, it kind of does.
Yeah, well, because there's 13 people here. Like in old school Survivor, being the merge boot's fine because like it's usually like your final 9 or something. Like it's pretty late into it. But at 13, it's like you whatever about the first couple jury members.
Yeah. So I would like I'd say out of the bunch, Henry VIII is just that villain I'm just gonna keep rooting against. So I'm gonna keep that rolling.
Every time you've ever done that, that person ends up doing really well. you give them the ability to do really well.
It's one of those things where I can't help but target them.
Yeah.
Because
remember when you had so much disdain for Mr. Hanky? Also, disdain did not mean to make a pun about that. So,
I mean, I think all puns are intentional, just on a subliminal level, especially if you're witty individuals like ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean, your hatred almost made him like a fan favorite. Like he almost had a root of just like, I'm still here. But I'm sure this one will work. Okay. Anne uses the hidden immunity idol.
All right.
First vote goes to Hamilton, so she wasted the idol. Second vote goes to George. Third vote goes to Hamilton. Fourth vote goes to George. Fifth vote goes to George. Sixth vote goes to Hamilton. Seventh vote goes to George. Eighth vote goes to Hamilton.
Oh man.
Ninth vote goes to George. This is back and forth. 10th vote goes to Hamilton. 11th vote goes to George. 2 votes left. And George Washington Carver is voted out by an 8-5 vote.
That's rather unfortunate.
Yeah.
It was on the outs.
So let's see here. So Blackbeard, Confucius, Geronimo, and Rosa voted against Hamilton and were not in on it. Whereas Anne, Cleopatra, Gandhi, Hamilton, Harriet, Henry, Joan, and Toshiko. So Anne and Henry worked together.
I think this is a very voting flock season. Mm-hmm. It was the one that kind of like coined the phrase, which is kind of funny because it was most prominent this season and you don't necessarily see it too often, but it's just kind of like, this is the season where they did that. So we'll see how things fall later on.
Exactly. I'm still a little worried about Confucius. I would say that he definitely being on the outs again at the merge. He needs
He still has his idol.
yeah, he's got his idol, but he needs to find some alliance, someone that wants to work with him like long term.
That could help.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess when Harriet did leave this alliance, him and Geronimo got much tighter.
Probably.
Okay, group
Bros.
number one. What?
I was like, bros.
Yeah. Let's start calling them the Bro Alliance of Confucius and Geronimo.
I'm
The
sure.
most bro guys.
I don't know if there is a history teacher that watches this, but I'm sure you're rolling your head. It's like, what is going on right here? So yeah, it's official. Confucius and Geronimo are the Bro Alliance.
The bro. We're telling our own story. That's all that matters. Group number one consists of 6 castaways of Confucius, Geronimo, Harriet Tubman, Henry VIII, Joan of Arc, and Gandhi. And group number 2 is Hamilton, Anne Boleyn, Blackbeard, Cleopatra, Rosa Parks, and Toshiko. And they win rewards. And this is the tuk-tuk rides.
Nice.
I usually say who I think is the Keith Nail of this season whenever we've done this. I'm going to have to give it to Blackbeard.
I think that's, yeah, I'm saying.
Yeah. Okay, and Hamilton wins immunity. I think that was a needed immunity. I think he's got a little bit of heat on him as well after last tribal.
Well, I mean, because whenever you have votes on you, it draws attention towards you.
Exactly. And he has an idol. I don't know if anyone knows about that. If they do, then yeah, I could see people thinking he has a big target. Henry and Rosa find something in common. You know, despite Henry, I think, being a villain in real life, here he does have these moments where he's like he has some social game.
I think that's why he's just like, what I did in the past didn't really work, so I'm not going to be a total shithead.
I'm going to be a new Henry.
Yeah.
Hamilton and Blackbeard have a small fight. Do they pull out swords and start going at it?
I mean, like, they had pistols in Blackbeard's time. They probably have a duel.
Yeah, and Hamilton shot up, and Blackbeard obviously wouldn't shoot up.
Well, I mean, thing is, Hamilton has immunity, so it would bounce off of him right back at Blackbeard.
Yeah. And Hamilton leaves the alliance with Anne Boleyn and Joan of Arc, so that Andrew Jackson alliance is just falling away at the seams. And Joan rests at camp to restore her energy, so she's trying to save up energy to win another immunity. I think
so. I still think it's Blackbeard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going to go with Blackbeard too. Okay, no one stands. No one's playing anything. First vote goes to Cleopatra. Second vote goes to Blackbeards. Third vote goes to Blackbeards. Fourth vote goes to Cleopatra. Fifth vote goes to Blackbeards. Sixth vote goes to Blackbeards. Seventh vote goes to Cleopatra. Eighth vote goes to Cleopatra. Ninth vote goes to Blackbeards. 10th vote goes to Cleopatra. 11th vote goes to Blackbeard. 1 vote left. Cleopatra, we are tied in a 6-6 vote.
All right, I don't think there's going to be a rock draw.
Yeah, someone's gotta flip.
I think it's still Blackbeard to go.
Yeah, I'm gonna agree with you. I think Blackbeard's not gonna do as well with Anne Bonny, side piece in our Brantsteele.
Yeah.
I think Cleopatra still has game left.
Yeah, I mean, she's been pretty quiet, but I think that's part of her strategy.
Yeah. Have a quiet pre-merge and then come out in the merge. First vote goes to Cleopatra. Second vote goes to Cleopatra. Third vote goes to Cleopatra.
Well, I'll be damned.
Fourth vote goes to Cleopatra. Fifth vote goes to Cleopatra.
Yep.
Wow. Everyone reflipped onto Cleopatra.
I think this was their plan. Split the votes, and then I think the ultimate goal was to get her out. It's just like flushing out an idol.
Yeah, they played it safe. Blackbeard was the potential target in case any shenanigans happens.
Yeah. Well,
damn.
Fiddlesticks.
Yes. I was really hoping we'd get a new Regina out of Cleopatra, but that did not happen.
It's fine.
Yeah.
All right. This is the
Okay, group number 1 consists of 5 castaways. We got Geronimo, Henry VIII, Gandhi, Rosa Parks, and Toshiko. And group number 2 is Hamilton, Anne Boleyn, Blackbeard, Harriet Tubman, and Joan of Arc. Confucius does not participate and cannot win rewards. And group number 1 wins reward, and they win a spa trip.
Nice.
Nice. Okay, and Rosa wins immunity. And Henry gets the advantage, which is a vote steal.
Watch him steal ants.
Oh, that would be great. I hope that happens. I really hope that happens.
I don't know. This try, it's the voting blocks and stuff, so it can go any way.
Yeah. Okay, Confucius and Rosa have a major fight. And Anne is impressing the rest of the team. Blackbeard and Rosa bond slightly. And a new alliance formed between Hamilton, Gandhi, and Toshiko.
I mean, I feel like this is something where we have to really see further down the line how it really works out. Because, like, I'm not counting her out by any means. She's playing a good game. It's just, I feel like once we see the full picture that is her game, it's going to make all her decisions make sense.
Yeah, I'm hoping, because right now it seems a bit messy in terms of how everything's been playing out. Like, I think her strategic game is there, but I think her social handling of these alliances isn't as
could be a bit better.
Yeah, and that might hurt her. I could see a lot of people, if they're on the jury and they were in alliance with her, maybe not want to vote for her or not want to give her the credit because of how she handled the alliance, pretty much.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So a little bit happened, so it's a little tough. I think Blackbeard still could be, targeted.
Yeah. I think Blackbeard has some heat on him. I think Hamilton still has some heat on him. Same with Confucius. But the thing is, like, some of these people have idols. Like,
and Henry has a vote steal, so it could still be anyone except for Rosa, obviously.
Yeah, Rosa is the only one that is really safe here. So yeah, it's like I think a lot of people who have heat right now have ways to get out of it. So we have to see.
All right.
Okay. Henry uses the vote steal on Harriet. So not Anne, unfortunately.
That was a waste of an opportunity.
Okay.
Also, he wastes no time in using it, too.
I know, right? And Hamilton is using his idol.
He's not throwing away his shot.
Yeah.
He wants to make it to the latter half of the game.
Exactly. Yeah, he wants to be part of, like, the main group, that you can remember this season. It's a couple, it's like one or two more tribals and you're really there.
Yeah.
Okay. First vote goes to Hamilton. Does not count.
All right. I hope you played it right.
Second vote goes to Hamilton. Does not count. Third vote goes to Hamilton. Does not count. Fourth vote goes to Hamilton. Does not count. Fifth vote goes to Hamilton.
All
does
right.
not count.
It looks like you
Sixth vote
right.
goes to
You did it.
Hamilton. Does not count.
I think
Seventh
even if
vote
he
goes
goes
to
out,
Confucius.
oh, I still think Hamilton, you
Yeah.
know, even if he gets voted out next, he's
Uh,
still. I'm sorry, Confucius.
Man, I don't think that taking Confucius out here was the right choice, to be honest. I think you can take out Confucius at a lot of points in the game. I think that this was a point to take out someone strong, say like an Anne Boleyn or Blackbeard. Um,
I feel no. I think it's like potential, where it's like it's kind of like it's kind of like a thing of like, well, if we keep saying that, he's just going to get further in the game, type
um,
of deal.
yeah, but I mean, there's so much game left. Like that's the thing. It's not. There's a lot of time. I
I
think
mean, to
I
be
think when
fair,
you have an idol, when
I
you
think there's a
know.
I think there's a lot of threats still in the game,
Mhm,
and clearly he wasn't like the main target. I feel like Hamilton was like, all right, well, I think it should be Confucius,
mhm.
because like he knew that if he didn't play his idol, he would be going home.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's see here. So Anna, Gandhi, Hamilton, Joan, and Toshiko voted for Confucius. Um,
All right, so right now the blocks are a 5-5 split.
yeah. And I think that all can change in a split second. So we'll see.
All right, so we have it. It's also. Oh wait, I think I'm ahead just by one.
For what?
No. Oh wait, no. The
Uh,
different colors throw me up. So
yeah,
it's like
it's
2,
1, 2, 3, 4,
5.
5.
No, it's 5-5
It's an
split.
even split. Yeah.
And even split of male and female contestants as well. So
Interesting.
yeah, I would say I think Blackbeard is playing. I wouldn't say quite sleeper, but
Mhm.
he has a lot of meat shields at his disposal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alexander is playing a pretty decent game. I feel Toshiko is also doing good. Uh, it's kind of like strategic, but it's just not as like I'm saying. We still need to see the full picture. And Henry the Eighth is still here with Anne.
Yeah.
Uh,
In fact, they haven't really gone at each other yet.
no, I mean they've been on opposing sides of the votes, but they
Yeah,
haven't had any at camp drama.
exactly. So yeah, I mean that's interesting that that's happening. Yeah, crazy. This is shaping up to be pretty interesting. Good mix here for final 10.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. It is taking a second to load the next page. There it goes. Oh, Toshiko finds the museum hidden immunity idol.
I like this.
Okay, I think she needs to have a big play with this. I think that's
I
necessary.
think it's there. I definitely
Yeah.
think it's there.
Wow, my page is not wanting to load very quickly at all now.
It's all good.
It has come to a halt. Okay, so group number 1 consists of 5 castaways: Hamilton, Blackbeard, Geronimo, Gandhi, and Toshiko. Group number 2 is Anne Boleyn, Harriet Tubman, Henry VIII, Joan of Arc, Rosa Parks. And group number 2 wins rewards. They win a trip to a Cambodian circus, complete with their lunch under shelter from the rain.
Oh yeah, that's a good
So
one.
Anne and Henry can have a nice romantic lunch here.
I
You
think
know,
I think they were like, look, I think Anna's like, look, I don't think I want to date you again, but yeah, I've seen that you've turned around.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah, yeah.
Now
Maybe,
this
maybe we're gonna have a reconciliation with these two. Wouldn't that be an interesting?
definitely, though, this challenge is interesting because people can sit out. Um,
Mhm.
didn't we have one season where everyone sat out except for one person?
I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I feel like it's always been at least 2 people.
Yeah.
Oh, Henry wins immunity.
All
It went
right.
by very quickly. But yeah, so Henry VIII has 1 immunity.
I guess no one sat out.
Yeah. Uh, maybe that's the next immunity.
No, because I remember it's the ball one.
Huh.
because it was Keith Nail and Joe Englund in this
Yeah.
challenge.
Yeah. I believe it was the last immunity that Joe England won. Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
yeah,
so.
it was.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, we'll see. Maybe maybe it's one further down than we thought.
Joe
Okay.
went home at 8, right?
Yeah. He went home at 8 because Stephen Fishback went home at 9.
Yeah, and he was vulnerable at 9. So
Yeah.
it was this one.
Yeah. Interesting. Maybe they changed it. I don't know.
They're like, no rain. It's all right.
Yeah, it's not needed. Hamilton and Blackbeard have a major fight. Blackbeard and Geronimo have a major fight.
I think it's Blackbeard's time.
He's fighting with everyone. Henry and Joan find something in common. So Joan leaves this alliance, while a new alliance forms between Anne Boleyn, Geronimo, and Henry VIII.
That's rather surprising.
It's the lunch dates that they have.
It's the, it's the I think, they're just good exes now.
Yeah.
They're like exes that can legit just be friends.
So another interesting thing about Henry VIII, people claim that he was very smooth with women. That's why he was able to get so many women. Like he is like women found him irresistible back then. And he used to be a very athletic person. Yeah, I don't know why every picture has him as fat.
I don't know.
Yeah, interesting. He also played tennis. Fun fact about Henry VIII: he loved tennis. He actually helped invent the sport.
Interesting.
Yeah, just a fun fact that I learned.
I think the 6'5" things just kind of overshadow it, but
yeah. Yeah.
Don't you like tennis yourself?
What? Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was tennis captain in high school. I love tennis. So
I definitely, when you played him, you had that. You already had that like in you.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, he didn't invent tennis, but he helped. He made it popular for a lot of the world. Like he was the one that was doing it as a world leader, and everyone started doing it too.
Nice.
Okay. Let's move on here. Okay.
It's got to be Blackbeard.
Yeah, he just had 2 major fights with people.
He's been pushing his luck for too long.
Yeah, I can't imagine Blackbeard surviving again, to be honest.
All right.
First vote goes to Rosa. Second vote goes to Rosa. Third vote goes to Rosa. Fourth vote goes to Joan. Fifth vote goes to Rosa. Sixth vote goes to Joan. Seventh vote goes to Rosa.
I think it's Rosa.
And Rosa Parks is taken out in an 8-2 votes.
Blackbeard is one of those people that there's something about him where
he was on the wrong side of the votes too. So they could have taken out Blackbeard or Rosa. They chose Rosa over Blackbeard.
Well, I'll be damned. Maybe because they're thinking, oh, no one's going to vote for him.
Yeah, he could be the goats that they're just saying, hey, let him get to the end. If I get there with him, then I only have one person to worry about.
We'll see.
Okay. Then here. Henry wins reward and shares it with Geronimo and Anne Boleyn.
I think that he's definitely. Well, I mean, at the very least, it's his alliance. Alliance.
Exactly. I wonder if that's what he's trying to use instead of a relationship. It's like, this is our alliance. I'm doing it for the alliance, not for you, Anne.
It's like sometime during it is like, please call me Hank. Hank the Eighth.
Henry wins immunity.
This doesn't seem right.
Harriet finds a clue to the hidden immunity idol. It's in the Underground Railroad. You got to go underground. Okay. Anne and Joan have a small fight.
All right.
Geronimo and Toshiko bond strongly. And Toshiko leaves the alliance with Hamilton and Gandhi.
I'm a little nervous. Toshiko, what's she playing at?
Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, I think Toshiko's game might be a little I think she's kind of screwing herself over here a little bit, but she has an idol.
I think she's doing something right. It's just we're not seeing it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I hope that's true, but I feel like I'm seeing a messy game.
It's hard to tell. I'm actually, I think Henry and Geronimo are safe. I think Blackbeard is just this honestly could be where Alexander goes.
Yeah, I could see Hamilton. I could see maybe a Joan too. I believe she had a fight there too in that last thing. And she's won an immunity. They might look at her as a bit of a threat moving forwards. Yeah, I would say Hamilton and Joan would be my top two if I had to guess.
I agree with that.
First vote goes to Blackbeard.
He's not going home.
Second vote goes to Hamilton.
Fuck.
Third vote goes to Hamilton. Fourth vote goes to Geronimo. Fifth vote goes to Hamilton.
Yeah.
Sixth vote goes to Geronimo. Seventh vote goes to Hamilton.
It's Hamilton.
And Hamilton goes home at ninth.
I still think he's worthy of coming back. I mean,
yeah,
he fought really hard.
Yeah, he did. He did all right. He made it. Episode 12.
Yeah.
So Joan is the only person to vote against Blackbeard, so she does not like Blackbeard at all.
And then Gandhi is also kind of like left nowhere. I think Toshiko was like, oh, hey, yeah, we're voting for Geronimo. And we're like, okay.
Dang. Okay. Dang. Final eight. Okay. It is loading very slowly here. Henry finds the second museum hidden immunity idol.
I don't know what is going on with this man.
Okay, I know he's a villain in real life and everything, but he's having a hero edit in the season. So. Like, if he gets to the end, like right now, he might be one of the top contenders if he gets to the end.
I have to agree with you.
Yeah. Which I did not think coming in here. I thought he was just going to be a villain, probably go out best mid-merge, but I think he's honestly geared to go to the end.
Gotcha.
Let's see, alliances. Okay, Henry wins reward.
Oh my God.
And he shares it with Geronimo, Anne Boleyn, Joan of Arc, and Gandhi.
Wow.
And this was the loved ones. So does Henry bring another one of his wives?
Probably.
Yeah. Probably. Yeah. That's hilarious. Yeah, he can bring Jane, his third wife, the one right after Anne, is the one that he cites as his one true love.
Oh, what happened to her?
She died giving birth.
That's sad.
Yeah. So, and the thing is, the kid was actually a boy. It's his only male heir was with her. So that's one of the reasons he also claims that is that she's the only one that was able to do it.
God.
But Anne wins immunity along with Toshiko.
All right, cool.
Blackbeard and Gandhi have a major fight. Blackbeard and Gandhi have a minor disagreement after the major fights.
I think it might be Gandhi, to be honest.
And Toshiko bond strongly, but there is a tipping point sometimes where like you're still looking at this, you're like, man, I still have like 8 more days with this person, like maybe I just get rid of them for sanity's sake.
I still think it's gotta be Gandhi, unfortunately.
Okay. Henry uses the idol on Geronimo.
All right.
No votes for Geronimo, as the first vote goes to Joan. Second vote goes to Harriet. Third vote goes to Joan.
Oh, not Joan.
Fourth vote goes to Blackbeard.
Okay.
Fifth vote goes to Joan.
It's Joan.
Sixth vote goes to Blackbeard. Yeah, Joan of Arc goes home here.
She fought pretty hard during all of this. Her name was brought up quite often.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, unfortunate. But she at least got have an immunity win on her end. So she was able to at least show that even with everyone here at the merge, she was able to show that she was a badass. So I'm still final 8 is still pretty good. Okay, so Anne and Henry voted together against Blackbeard.
They it's that alliance. They're the best of X's.
Yep.
It's working. All right. So this is the final one right before the finale.
Yeah, last episode.
We've had a pretty loaded season. A lot of twists, a lot of turns.
Mm-hmm. Yep. A lot of great characters.
Maybe not the best idol plays.
Yeah. They don't know how to use idols very well, but they know how to socially maneuver through the game.
Yeah. All right.
See here. Toshiko has the idol thing. So yeah, I mean Geronimo is in a great spot with being in both of the alliances in the game.
Yeah,
he's geared honestly to make it to the end.
Probably.
Yeah. Blackbeard wins reward and he shares the reward with Harriet Tubman and Henry VIII.
I think he's just playing favor to Henry. I think honestly, if Henry doesn't win, I think he's gonna go home.
Yeah, I think he's got to have some heat on him, right? He's been a big but Geronimo wins immunity. So good on Geronimo.
Yeah, I think it's Henry.
Henry finds the second museum hidden immunity idol again.
I don't think he's gonna play it right though.
Yeah, it's not set in stone there. Geronimo and Harriet bond strongly, and a new alliance forms between Anne Boleyn, Henry VIII, and Gandhi.
I don't even know what to think anymore.
I know, right? Henry VIII is actually low-key playing a really good game here, which is I did not think that this was possible.
None of us did.
This is crazy. I love, like, honestly, I think Henry VIII is a great historical figure in terms of just as an entertainment value for the season. Like that's why I thought it was cool to have him on here, but it's like did not think he'd be playing a great game.
I don't know. I feel like this could be his time though.
Yeah, true. It's still possible. No one plays anything. First vote goes to Henry. Second vote goes to Blackbeard. Okay.
Blackbeard survives a lot. I feel it's Henry.
Third vote goes to Blackbeard. Fourth vote goes to Blackbeard.
Oh, no
Blackbeard. Way. Wow, Henry is the one to be able to kind of take down Blackbeard. Blackbeard tries to get it on to Henry, and he says, okay, I guess Blackbeard has to go now.
Wowza.
That is crazy. He's
oh my Lord.
Henry really does seem like the king of this tribe.
It does seem like that. They need to get rid of it. All right, so we're at the final six. I still feel Henry is playing. I'd say the best people that are playing is Geronimo and Toshiko. I feel Henry, he's playing too good of a game where he's going to get targeted pretty soon.
Yeah. I mean, I think Anne Boleyn is also playing a pretty good game. She's honestly playing more of the sleeper. Like I could see her maybe trying to get to the end with Henry and try to say, "Hey, I was there with him for a lot of it." And maybe she tries to say that she's the more viable option over Henry. So I think there's still a route for her to win here. Gandhi and Harriet are a little more under the radar compared to the other four in terms of what we've seen.
Yeah, I kind of agree there.
Yeah, but we shall see. Okay, alliances. Harriet Tubman wins immunity.
Nice.
Nice. Get her seeing a little more here. Anne and Gandhi bond slightly. Geronimo and Henry find something in common. Last time this happened, it caused Henry to have meltdown. And Gandhi is completely worn out, but is not giving up. Classic Gandhi.
That's admirable. I think now Toshiko might play her idol and it might mix things up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, final six. Yeah, this is you usually start thinking if you have an idol here, you're either like, okay, am I playing it here or am I playing at 5? Like, which one is more important to move forward? Do I need to use it now or save it?
I think Henry would probably save his, but I still think it could be anyone except obviously Harriet Tubman.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, Toshiko uses the hidden immunity idol. Any votes cast against Toshiko will not count. First vote goes to Toshiko, does not count. Second vote goes to Toshiko, does not count. Third vote goes to Toshiko, does not count.
Yep.
Fourth vote goes to Toshiko, does not count.
Is it Henry?
It's Gandhi. She takes out Gandhi.
Of all the people, Toshiko.
Yeah, that is crazy. So it was
who voted with her?
Harriet's. Yeah, it was Harriet and Toshiko. The two people are right? Is that right? Harriet and Toshiko? Yeah.
They needed to take someone out of that 3. That was not a smart move.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate there. Okay, yeah, I mean, and Geronimo and Henry are still. I imagine they're still going to team up here.
Yeah.
And Henry has an idol, so he's pretty much safe unless he ends up using it for someone else, or he just wins immunity.
There's that. So he can probably play for either Anne or Geronimo. Probably Anne.
Yeah. Henry works hard at camp and becomes tired. Okay.
Henry.
Okay. Henry has the immunity necklace. He uses the idol on Anne. Yeah, I mean,
I think it's Toshiko.
I think it's either Toshiko or Harriet. It has to be one of those two. First vote goes to Anne, does not count. Second vote goes to Anne, does not count. Third vote goes to Anne, does not count. And Harriet Tubman. So that means Geronimo flipped on Henry and Anne. I'd imagine, right?
That actually makes a lot of sense, though.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess Geronimo doesn't want to sit at the end with Henry or Anne.
So Toshiko is still in it. I mean, one of the two. So they have to get rid of Henry right now. There's no delaying it. They need to.
Yeah, if he gets to the end, I think he wins.
Yeah.
So this is really a must take out Henry VIII here. Okay. Immunity challenge. Henry wins immunity.
Well, he might get rid of Geronimo.
Yeah, I think it's either Toshiko or Geronimo going home here.
Yeah.
Anne collapses from exhaustion and is medically evacuated from the
Are you serious?
Oh, okay. Maybe Henry has now actually beheaded Anne. Like this is all a ploy to get him to the end, and then just axe her at the last.
This is rather unfortunate, and
Oh, that
my
sucks. Yeah, Anne was I was enjoying Anne.
well, this is I'm a little dumbfounded by this. Screw Brantsteele for kind of like taking that away from Anne. Like,
yeah. It sucks. Also, we don't really have good closure now because the last vote just doesn't happen.
God. Well, okay. I guess we just see what happens.
Yeah.
I think it's Henry.
Yeah, Henry wins. I mean, that's just what happens.
Maybe Toshiko, but if it's a vengeful jury, but even then, it's just
I think they are going to vote for Geronimo in a vengeful jury situation over Toshiko.
We'll see.
Okay. That's the final pick for the winner to be revealed. The first vote goes to Henry. Second vote goes to Toshiko. Third vote goes to Geronimo.
All right.
Fourth vote goes to Henry. Fifth vote goes to Geronimo. Sixth vote goes to Henry. Seventh vote goes to Geronimo. Eighth vote goes to Toshiko. Ninth vote goes to Henry.
Henry wins.
Henry wins in a 5-3-2 votes.
You know, like I said, he deserves it. It's so weird how he was considered way back when, and because he wasn't, he was available for this and wins it.
Yeah.
And redeems himself.
Yeah. Well, what's crazy is that I replaced him on my original list with the person who ended up winning that season. Like he was Vlad was a replacement, and then Henry comes in here and then ends up winning.
That's freaking bonkers.
Yeah.
Wow.
That is crazy. So let's see who all voted for Henry. Anne Boleyn voted for Henry. Blackbeard, Gandhi, Joan and Rosa, Cleopatra, Confucius, and George Washington Carver voted for Geronimo, and Hamilton and Harriet Tubman voted for Toshiko.
Huh. All right.
Interesting.
Do we get fan favorite in this one?
Rosa Parks wins the fan favorites.
All right.
They liked Rosa. But yeah, look at that. That's I think we had another strong winner at least. I don't think we thought that going into it that it was a possibility.
Yeah, I'm still a little like, okay, he actually won this.
Yeah, well, I don't know. It was around like 10 or something where he was just like getting so much like good content for Brantsteele. I was just like, what is happening with him right now? He became a pretty big focal point of the season, right? I would say. Yeah, it was good. Blackbeard is another person I think might come back, honestly, because he was a great antagonist for the season.
I think Anne needs to come back for a last chance or a second chance, because right before that too.
Yeah. She did good as well. I mean, a lot of entertaining people on here. I think where we started with all of this.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, let's go to other statistics. Henry VIII won 3 individual immunity challenges and 4 rewards.
All right.
Trotsky got 0 votes because he got rocked out. Henry dominated the challenges this season.
Pretty much.
He was pretty good. No Steve Rogers.
I'm a little surprised Blackbeard isn't the person with the most votes.
Right, it's Hamilton.
Weird.
Yeah, I know, right? It seemed like
Oh,
Blackbeard got votes every time.
number one, strategic, was
Toshiko.
Toshiko.
Yeah, as I was saying, I think she was playing a very good strategic game. I just think that she bumbled some of the
Jury
social,
management.
the jury management, which, you know,
Yeah.
it should be considered as part of the strategic part of it, but they're kind of separated, and some people don't know how to mix them very well. So yeah, I think she knew how to get to the end, like a Russell Hantz, like she knew how to get to the end, but just didn't know what was needed to get people to vote for her.
Very clear.
Okay.
Alright.
Well, that does it for Survivor 1 for the history books.
All right, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope you learned a few things about history along the way. And yeah, we will definitely see you in the next one.
Yeah. And the next one's coming out in just a couple of days, actually, because we're putting out a bunch of them this week. So look forward to seeing a lot of Brantsteeles this week.
Bunch of great.
Yep,
All right.
exactly.
Peace, guys.
Okay. Adios.